Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, get you the sharpest insights. And today, well, we're diving into a cricket match that just wrapped up. Australia versus South Africa, ODI. Talk about drama. Yeah, specifically the second ODI, August 22nd, 2025, up in Mackay, Great Barrier Reef Arena. And look, the big news, South Africa just clinched the series with this game right there on Aussie soil. That's a statement.
It absolutely is. And that's our mission today, really,
Yes.
to peel back the layers of this match, go beyond the scorecard. What are the key moments, the turning points? Who are the heroes? We want you to get the full picture, the informed take, without feeling overloaded. This wasn't just a win. It felt like something more.
Right, so the big question we're tackling is, how did South Africa pull off such a dominant win, especially playing away? And who were the individuals whose performances really sealed the deal? Let's get into it.
Okay, so it all started with the toss. South Africa won it. Day-night game, bit of a breeze around the Great Barrier Reef Arena. They chose to bat first.
Yeah.
You can almost picture the thinking, right? Get runs on the board. But that initial confidence, it probably took a hit pretty quickly.
Yep.
Australia's bowlers, especially Scott Bartlett, they came out firing.
They certainly did. He struck early.
Yeah, big blows. First, Markram, you expect him to steady things, but nope. Chipped one straight to square leg, out for a duck, 1.4 overs in. South Africa 2 for 1, not the plan.
Definitely not.
Then Rickelton, he edges one, and Josh Inglis behind the stumps. Wow, what a catch. Diving low. Superb take.
Yeah.
So 5.4 overs, South Africa are 23 for 2. So, inside the first 6 overs, 2 top order guys gone cheaply. That puts just immense pressure on the batting side. Often that spells collapse, doesn't it? It really does. So psychologically, that's a massive blow. Losing key players that early, it can just unravel in innings, creates that ripple effect. But what's fascinating here, what's really insightful, is how South Africa responded.
Yeah.
They didn't just, hang on. They seemed to strategically counter it. It wasn't just talent. It felt like a plan, resetting mentally.
And the guys who led that fight back were Tony Zorzi and Matthew Breetzke. They came in, steadied the ship, started to, push back a bit.
Breetzke looked good early, didn't he?
He looked very fluent, driving, flicking, seemed really confident despite the situation. Got to his 50 in just 46 balls. He showed they weren't just going to roll over.
A crucial signal.
So that partnership definitely eased the pressure. Zorzi, he eventually miscued one off Zampa, leading edge, held on. That was at 15.6 overs, scored 90 for 3. But then Breetzke found another partner.
Tristan Stubbs.
Exactly. And this partnership, Breetzke and Stubbs, this was really the heart of the innings. They put on 89 runs together. Took South Africa from that shaky 90 for 3 right up to 179 for 4. It wasn't just about survival anymore. They were building something serious.
You've nailed it there. Those middle order stands, they are just so vital when you've lost early wickets. And Breetzke, 88 off 78 balls, fantastic innings. And Stubbs, 74 off 87, he anchored it. They didn't just block, they controlled those middle overs, rotated the strike, found the boundary when needed. They really understood what was required, didn't they? Absorb, then counter. Shows great game awareness.
Yeah, absolutely. But even after they'd built that platform, Australia tried to fight back. There was a bit of a, let's call it a mini wobble.
A few quick wickets.
Yeah, young Brevis tried to pull a short one, got caught, 185 for 5. Then Mulder, he went for a big slog, caught in the deep, 233 for 6. You thought, okay, maybe Australia can keep them under, say, 260 here.
Right, claw it back a bit.
But South Africa found another gear, didn't they? Even with those wickets falling, they kept pushing. Shows their batting depth, I guess.
It really does. And what's insightful there is even with those stumbles, they didn't let it become a full-blown collapse. That seems deliberate, speaks volumes about their planning, having that depth, making sure someone bats with the tail. They stopped Australia building that wicket-taking momentum, collective effort.
So yeah, they did lose more wickets near the end. Musuzumi got picked out. Stubbs finally went trying to up the rate. Skied one. The tail didn't add much, but they still got to 277 all out, 49.1 overs, so just 5 balls left. That felt like a really good score from where they'd been.
Definitely competitive.
And for Australia's bowlers, look, they kept trying. Zampa was probably the pick, got 3 for 63. He always finds a way to take wickets, doesn't he?
Even when it's tough going.
And Ellis, Bartlett, even Lebestan, they all chipped in with 2 wickets each. So a decent collective effort to keep them under 300, but yeah, 278 was the target.
A decent target to defend.
So Australia walk out, chasing 278 on home turf. Strong batting lineup. You'd think, okay, game on. What do you reckon the mood was in that Aussie dressing room at the break? Confident, a little wary.
Probably reasonably confident, you'd imagine. Chaseable score.
Well, if they were confident, it didn't last long. What happened next was just, well, power play pain is the only way to describe it.
Tough start for the Aussies.
Devastating start. South Africa's opening bowlers, Burger and Njidi, were just relentless, fierce. Travis Head, gone, nicked off, 2.2 overs, 6 for 1.
Wow.
Then Labuschagne tried to steady things, feathered an edge, 3.3 overs, 7 for 2, just like that.
Unbelievable.
And then the captain, Mitch Marsh, he goes pulling. 9.2 overs, Australia 38 for 3. The power play was an absolute nightmare for them.
And think about the impact of that. Losing 3 top guys, including the skipper, so cheaply in a chase. It's not just the runs deficit. It totally changes the psychology, the strategy. Suddenly, it's not a chase anymore. It's a rescue mission, right? The middle order is under immense pressure to not just score quickly, but also rebuild. That's a huge ask.
A massive ask, but credit where it's due, Australia did try to mount that rescue mission. Josh Inglis came together with Cameron Green.
And they showed some fight.
They did. Put on 67 runs for the 4th wicket, took the score from that awful 38 up to 105. Started to look like maybe, just maybe, they could stabilize.
Inglis especially looked like he was taking the fight to them. He wasn't just blocking, he was counterattacking, wasn't he? Trying to shift the pressure back. Looked like he knew he had to be the anchor and the aggressor. Carrying a lot of hope there.
He really was. But then came the turning point. Green gets out, 22.3 overs, scores still only 105 for 4.
Still a long way to go.
A very long way, and this is where the game just completely turned on its head. Lungi Njidi came back for another spell.
Ah, yes, the Njidi surge.
Exactly. What a spout. Just brilliant. He gets Alex Carey edging 133 for 5, breaks that partnership.
Crucial wicket.
Then Hardy, he departs. Pressure really building now. 33.3 overs, 175 for 6. Australia are running out of batters.
And running out of time.
And then the absolute killer blow, the decisive moment, 35.1 overs, Inglis, who'd played, a truly valiant innings, 87 runs off just 74 balls. Njidi gets him, found that edge.
And with Inglis gone.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. The chase was effectively over. Njidi just ripped the heart out of it. His line length, maybe a bit of variation in pace, just too good. Forced the mistake from Inglis.
That spell from Njidi, it wasn't just about the wicket, so 5 is phenomenal. It was when he took them, breaking partnerships, getting the set batsman Inglis at the most critical time. That's game-changing stuff.
Yeah.
Pure individual brilliance altering the entire match. He bowled smart, not just fast, targeted those key moments and just dismantled Australia's hopes.
Absolutely. After Inglis fell, the tail just melted away, really. No real resistance. The momentum was all South Africa's. And Australia were bowled out, all done, for just 193 in only 37.4 overs.
Didn't even bat out 40 overs?
Nope. So, the final result. South Africa win by a massive 84 runs. And with that, they clinched the series. 2-0 with a game still to play. That's a huge statement, winning like that away from home.
It really is. And what's truly insightful is just how complete the performance was. The batters set that foundation, recovered from the early trouble, and then the bowlers were just dominant. Njidi, obviously, with those incredible figures, 542, a classic match-winning spell.
Unbelievable figures.
But it wasn't just him, was it? Burger was hostile early, got 2 for 23. Muthusmi bowled tightly, 2 for 30. It was a really comprehensive team bowling effort. They just suffocated Australia.
So let's quickly highlight the stars of this deep dive then. Player of the match. Has to be Lungi Njidi, right? 5 for 42. Match winner.
No question about that. His spell decided it.
And the batting heroes for South Africa. Gotta mention Matthew Breetzke.
Yeah.
Fantastic 88. And Tristan Stubbs, that solid 74. That partnership was key.
Absolutely crucial.
And for Australia, well, Josh Inglis, he fought so hard for his 87. A lone hand, really.
Yeah, and that maybe forces us to think about team dynamics, doesn't it? Inglis was brilliant, fought incredibly hard, but the lack of support around him, compared to South Africa, where Breetzke and Stubbs built that big partnership, that was a major difference. South Africa had multiple guys stepping up. Australia relied heavily on Inglis. Brave, yes, but often not enough in these big games. Underscores that need for a collective effort.
Yeah, good point. So, summing it all up, what's the big picture takeaway? South Africa seals the series. They showed amazing batting depth to recover from that early wobble, and they showed a bowling attack spearheaded by Anidi's brilliance that can rip through a top side. Massive confidence boost for them, surely.
Definitely. A huge statement.
Well, what a fascinating match to unpack. We went from South Africa looking shaky to their brilliant recovery, then Australia's chase starting disastrously, Inglis fighting back, and finally Njidi just slamming the door shut. Quite the ride.
It really was. And I hope, listening to this, you've picked up on those key insights. The importance of resilience, how one bowler's spell can just change everything, and how ultimately it's that team effort, even with standout individuals, that wins series. South Africa showed real strategic smarts and mental toughness today.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the second ODI. It's been great breaking it all down, and we really hope you feel you've got the inside track on what happened and why.
And maybe just one final thought for you to chew on as you reflect on this game. In ODIs, momentum shifts so fast, doesn't it? So how much of winning comes down to just raw skill, and how much is about that mental game? The ability to handle pressure, to deliver right when it matters most. Think about what this series win, sealed early, means for South Africa's confidence moving forward. And maybe, just maybe, what lessons Australia need to take away from this pretty emphatic defeat.